Have you ever wanted to go to the Nether but hate building those annoying portals? Well, in this video I transformed the overworld into the Nether in my hardcore world. So grab your snacks and let's get into it. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the hardcore world. And for today's video I have an idea. I'm going to transform one of the 1.18 caves into the Nether. What is this dirt block doing here? Is someone littering? Is someone in my world? Hello? Let's get rid of that. But anyway, in order to bring the Nether to this world, we are going to need a lot of netherrack. I have so much netherrack that I've got from being over 1,000 days into this world, and it's finally time to put it to good use. And there we go, 2 shulkers full of netherrack. I feel like I'm going to underestimate the size of this, so I think we're going to need... Do we have a spare shulker anywhere? We could use this. But I think we need a 3rd shulker of netherrack just to be sure. We are going to need to travel through the Nether in order to get to some 1.18 chunks, so we're going to have to gather up some obsidian for another portal. It's been a while since I've been on this world. I'm mining with an efficiency 5 netherite pickaxe. Oh, I have missed it. And now that we have the obsidian, we should be ready to go. Although the one thing I forgot is we are going to need a load of torches. And that is not a lot of torches. So let's make ourselves a bunch of torches, because we are going to be going into the 1.18 caves, and those things are massive. They're insanely dark, and I'm not trying to get swarmed by a bunch of monsters. We're going to make ourselves a shulker just for these torches so my inventory isn't clogged. And now all we have to do is find the cave where we're going to build this project. So if we head through the portal, let's head up onto the Nether roof. Usually I fly off in that direction, but I think for today, let's switch it up. Let's go this way. I'm not sure how far out we're going to have to go, but it's going to have to be pretty far, because I've explored a lot of this world, so a lot of it is the old 1.17 chunks. We've gone decently far out, so let's give the portal a try right here. Looks like we are in a savanna, and yeah, that is... Whoa, we got a 6 spawn. Okay. So now that we're out here, all we need to do is find a good cave opening that we're going to transform into the Nether. And I think what I'd like is if it was on the edge of a mountain. 1.18 is crazy though, man. Like, look at this. That is incredible. Why is there's just a tree in this cave? I don't think you belong there. You know, all this is really nice, but I could really do with a good cave opening right now. You know what? I think this is going to be the place. I think this is going to be the area that we transform into the Nether. And of course, the first thing we're going to need to do is light this whole area up, because we are not going to be building in this absolute darkness. I should probably put my chestplate on as well, just in case we get attacked. It probably won't happen, but I feel a bit safe with the chestplate on. I am very glad we decided to stock up on torches, because we are definitely going to be using a lot of them. Oh, that man's got a shovel. Calm down. We're not going to turn the entire cave system into the Nether, because this video would probably have to come out in 2023 if that was the case. All this area that's lit up though, that is going to be transformed. Probably... Oh, let's not do that. Anyway, as I was saying, we're probably going to patch this hole up, because there's not much point to having this here. Just jump down here and get the MLG bucket, of course. I know I'm missing these little areas up here, but realistically, who cares about them? Alright, so this is what we're going to be working with. So let's put down all of our shulkers that are just full of netherrack, and let's just start placing. So let's just get to it. This is going to take so much netherrack, isn't it? This is going to be insane. And we got to make sure we get every block. We need the full immersion of the Nether here. Now that's the very first part of the wall done, and I'm starting to realize this is going to take a lot longer than I thought. And of course the whole thing isn't just going to be boring old netherrack and we'll just call that the Nether. No, we're doing this fully. I'm going to make sure we have all the different nether biomes here, like the warped forest and the crimson and the basalt delta. We've also got to go get some nether quartz and that kind of thing so we can dot the ores around with some clumps of glowstone too. This whole place is going to look amazing. Well, it's going to look amazing when it's finished, which is probably going to take me like at least several days. I do want to try fit a mini nether fortress in here somewhere, although I'm not sure where that's going to have to go. It's like from the Lion King where I've forgotten his name, where he's like, remember Simba, everything the sun touches is our kingdom. Except for me, everything the netherrack touches is my kingdom. I will say, I am very glad we put these torches down, because otherwise building this thing would be such a nightmare. See, it's all easy right now, because all I have to do is just hold left click and just look at the floor. But doing all that, that's going to be a nightmare. So we have this area done, and now it's time to do the roof. Although I'm just going to grab some dirt quickly, because I need something to pillar up with. I always forget scaffolding, so dirt's going to have to be the next best option. Before anyone makes fun of my awful bridging skills, I don't play Hypixel, right? Like, I don't play Bed Wars, I don't do any of that. Like, I know I have the bridging speed of a tortoise, you don't need to remind me. How you doing down there? Ah! What? Oh my days. Cleaning up this dirt scaffolding is definitely not one of my favorite things in the world. I have had an absolutely terrible idea. Well, I mean, it's terrible for me, it's going to be good for you, and that is that I'm going to transform this entire cavern into the nether. Like, the more I build this is too small. This isn't going to cut it. We need this huge cavern. We can build a huge lava lake down there. If we remove this big pillar here, we can probably just about fit in a tiny nether fortress. But yeah, this tiny cavern, this is nothing. This is nothing. We are doing all of this. But first, I gotta finish the roof. But that is finally this whole cavern done. I mean, you can't really see because it's pitch black. But yeah, the whole roof is now netherrack. But this project is going to be so much more epic once this whole cavern is transformed into the nether. But like what we've done over on that side, we're going to need to light up all of this cavern. The more I light this up, the more I realize just how much work this is going to be. I'm not really going to bother lighting up down there because I'm going to build a huge lava lake over that, so there's not really a lot of point. If we just fly up and take a look at what we have got to do, it's going to be a big project, that's for sure. This is all I have left for netherrack. We've used up 2 shulkers already just for this area, which means it's time to go gather some more. Might as well just build ourselves a little portal inside our fake nether. Luckily, netherrack is like the easiest block in the game to gather, so we shouldn't be here very long. Alright, we got a warp forest over there as well, which is going to be really useful for later when we start decorating the nether. When has anyone ever said decorating the nether? Oh, that's lava. No, 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 no. 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 My pickaxe is going to take so much damage from this. Alright, and that is going to be all 3 shulkers full of netherrack. My poor pickaxe, look at it, is struggling. Although before I leave, I do want to try find a soul sand valley, and this is not what I wanted. Sometimes the nether is just the absolute worst. Like, please, I just want a soul sand valley. Is that too much to ask? Can I get a god apple? That would be really nice. There is a fortress though, which we will be needing some of the blocks from later. Come on, Minecraft, Soul Sand Valley. Yes, finally. Now let's just gather up a bunch of this stuff. Okay, this should be enough soul sand and soul soil. I mean, most of our fake nether is going to be made of netherrack, but it would be nice to have a little soul valley built in the corner. And now we've somehow got to find our way back to the portal without getting lost. I already have no idea where I am. Ow. Oh, that's a bastion. A really glitched bastion, but that's a bastion. You know, we'll save this place for later. We'll come back. Okay, we're back in the Crimson Forest, so I feel like we're going the right way. Let's just restock on rockets, because I am running out. I'm genuinely so lost right now. Yes, yes, we found it, we found it. Wait, what? How? How? Why? Why? Why am I here? Why is this not linked to my other portal? What is the point? I've got to dig myself out now. See you guys in a few minutes, I guess. Why does this game do this to me? Oh, okay, thank goodness. Here we go, here we go. Here's our portal. But at last, we're back here. I wouldn't really call this home because it's just a bunch of netherrack, but we're back in our area. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a big old time lapse. So here we go with the first time lapse. It's pretty satisfying to watch. If the subscribe button is still red, please consider making it not red. It's a pretty good deal, right? Right? I then set up a beacon so that I could mine down this huge clump of stone. I then realized I didn't like the way the bottom of the cavern looked. I did what anyone in my position would do and blew it up. We're making some decent progress, but right now I'm just digging out an area for the lava lake. Because I want to have it at this height, because something like down there would just be way too far down. But it does mean we are going to need to clear a lot of blocks. Also, we're now using one of my backup pickaxes because my regular one's already in the red, which is a big problem. I think I'm definitely going to need to take a trip to my Enderman XP farm to get my tools fixed up because I really doubt they're going to last to the end of this project. So this should be a big enough area, so now I just have to build over it all to patch up this big hole. Doesn't really matter what blocks we use because it's all going to be covered up by lava anyway. I'm also going to have to remove this big pillar because that's definitely going to be in the way. Because what I want to do is in this huge lava lake there's going to be a nether fortress. It's probably going to stick out from there all the way to there. And this pillar is kind of in the way. And now that all that's done, it's time to get back to work placing the netherrack. Oh, this is going to take so long. Why did I choose to do this? A quick little time lapse here of me placing down more netherrack, making sure to leave plenty of torches to stop mobs from spawning. We've run out of netherrack for the second time, but we have managed to do all of this. And so far, I think this project is going to turn out absolutely amazing. Like, I'm loving how this whole place is looking, but the cave's transformed into the nether. But the worst part is yet to come. That roof is going to be an absolute nightmare that I am not looking forward to. But I will see you guys in a little bit because it is time for me to go and gather a lot more netherrack. Alright, guys, you are going to need to calm down. Alright, like, what is the point? Seriously, I am literally mining netherrack. Netherrack? What is your problem? That's what happens. You get turned into bacon. But hoglins drop pork chops. Yeah, I know, okay? You don't need to remind me. And we're back once again with our netherrack supply fully back to normal. The only problem is that I'm definitely going to have to go back to the base at some point because I have 2 of my 3 pickaxes both in the red now. All I've got left is this one. But now I'm going to take down this huge pillar. Let's get rid of this. There's some water here. If we just... Oh, let's not fall down. And now we can just start destroying the entire pillar. I'm so glad I've got haste too. Imagine how long it would take to mine this without my beacon. I'm also going to have to cover up this big hole here because we need the build to end at some point. I don't really want the nether to suddenly just, you know, just turn it back into the cave. So I'm going to somehow have to cover up this entire hole with netherrack. That's going to be so much fun. Alright, and that is the entire pillar leveled to the ground. And I think it's time for another time lapse. What's up, future me? Hey, past Mosey. Quick fact, this build took over 10,000 netherrack. I can't believe I thought at the start that only those 3 shulkers would be enough. It was nowhere near enough. The roof is actually mostly done for this section anyway. I mean, we still have all of that to do down there, but up here, I mean, we've got a few patches here and there, but overall, I'm really happy with the progress. Although taking down all these blocks is definitely going to be a pain. Look at the absolute mess of blocks down here. We just got cobblestone everywhere. Yep, and there's just more loading in as we get down here. If we're lucky, we might actually have enough netherrack to finish this project. Because I only have 1 pickaxe left and I really don't want to use up all its durability mining some more netherrack. Whoa, this place is looking really nice now. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. I'm going to try patch this up and make it seem a little bit more natural because I don't like how straight these lines are. I think that looks a bit better. Maybe it's a little bit lumpy, but it's alright. More importantly, we need to gather up a bunch of soul sand and soul soil so that we can fill out all this area here. Now, if I remember correctly, we should fly through... Nope, I've already messed it up. There we go, there's the ruined portal. Now, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, because there's a fortress. The Soul Sand Valley should be here? Yeah, there we go. We got our shulkers down. Let's get straight to it. I'm going to head back now because I've run out of food, so it's probably not a good idea to stay in the nether. I've got a decent amount of soul sand and soul soil. It's definitely not going to be enough, but now that we're here, we might as well use it all up. So it's time to jump back into a time lapse. I'm not sure what to say here because it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm placing soul sand to turn this place into a soul sand valley. Also, if you haven't drunk any water today, go drink some. It's good for you. I managed to get a decent amount done, but I've already run out of soul sand, so I'm going to have to make a return to the nether. The hardest part right now is getting this part to line up with the roof because I'm covering up this little area here because there's not much point to having it. But once again, it means that I have to make sure that it looks natural because I really don't want to end up building huge straight lines again. This part over here should be pretty easy because we'll just be placing soul sand over the stone, but overall this project is looking amazing so far. Seeing as my tools are starting to get pretty damaged, I think the best thing to do is to head back home and get everything fixed up. I'll see you guys back at the base because I've got some flying to do. Alright, now that we're back, let's take care of a few things. First of all, we're going to get the villagers to trade with me just to repair all my tools because, I mean, these guys just love trading with me. Don't you? Okay, that's all the tools fixed and a nice bit of money for me. We might as well just gather up the soul sand while we're here because then we can head back and immediately get to work building. Also, the reason for all this fire is that I tried to bring a gas back through the overworld once. That's what that big portal's for. Okay, so now we pretty much have all the soul sand and soul soil we are going to need. I mean, I hope we finally got enough. Just going to get my shovel fixed up before we head back off. And now it's time for me to head off, so I will see you guys in just a minute. And here we are. We're back. But you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen? We've got the materials, we've got everything we need. It's time to transform this area into a soul sand valley. It's Future Mosey once again. How are you all doing? It was pretty easy to build this section because of how low the roof was, which I definitely appreciated. I tried my best to have a mix of soul sand and soul soil like in the actual nether. It's kind of hard to see because of this mess of stone everywhere, but we have finished all the soul sand on the roof. All that's left now is this gap here that needs to be filled in with netherrack. Once this part is done, we can finally get on to the fun part of decorating the entire nether. This has taken so long to do the roof, I can't wait to get it finished. It might be kind of hard to see because there's just an absolute mess blocks of stone, but this entire cavern is now transformed into the nether. It's hard to believe once this used to be an entire cave. But anyway, the next step is for me to take all this down, and then we can start getting to work building a nether fortress. That's all the blocks removed, but now we need to start work on a nether fortress. So the plan is going to be for the bridge to stick out of that area, and we'll have one big support coming up from there. And this whole area is going to be turned into a lava lake. I think it'll look really sick. But in order to build another fortress, we need nether bricks, which means it's time to go back to the nether. We're going to need a decent amount of nether bricks, which means this pillar of the nether fortress, that's all mine. So I guess we might as well get started on mining. Now luckily they do generate like completely thick, they're not hollow, which means we can get tons of nether brick from this. I'm not sure how much we need, but it's probably at least 10 stacks. If you're wondering why I'm not using my beacon, it's because it would just be a massive hassle to set up in the nether, especially with the lava and everything. But I mean, the nether brick doesn't take too long to break anyway, so it shouldn't take us too long. I mean, hopefully. With that entire pillar gone, we've got about 10 stacks of nether bricks. Oh, it looks so bad now. Oh my days, that looks terrible. While I'm over here, we might as well take this ruined portal, because we could just put this back in our own custom nether. Let's make sure this is safe. We don't want to lose the gold block. And let's grab it. Let's grab that one too. No, that was stupid. Can we all collectively pretend that didn't happen? It didn't happen, alright? Oh, but Mosey, remember that one time you were stupid and fell in the lava? Yeah, I don't want to hear about it, okay? I don't want to hear about it. Yeah, if we go through here, say hello to the neighbors. Kind of annoying. Ow, bump my head. Not fall into the lava, not crash into a wall. Float down. And we're heading back home. And now I'm going to try my best to build another fortress. I've never done this before, but I'm going off a picture on my phone, just trying to copy that. And let's see how well I can do. These things are 3 across and then 5 wide. So I'm going to build the pillar up, and that's going to support the bridge, which is going to connect to that wall over there. And at the end of the day, we've got haste too. So if it does go wrong, we can just mine it all down. So that's how tall the whole thing would be if I keep going like that. And that's a little bit too short. If we give it a look from up here, yeah, no. That definitely needs to be a lot taller. It's also kind of hard to see when all these blocks are just really dark red. I have run out of nether brick fence, so I'll see you guys in a minute. I've now got 59 fences, so if that's not enough, I don't know what is. Now that the fence supply is back up, let's get back to work. When another fortress comes to an end, usually the bridge just kind of breaks off. It looks all kind of like damaged and broken off, so I'm going to try and recreate that. Okay, yeah, I actually do like that. That actually looks kind of believable. And now what we're going to do is we're going to extend this bridge all the way to the wall. I thought 10 stacks of nether bricks would be enough, but clearly I was a little bit off the mark. Because yeah, this is my last stack, and now it's all gone. So we're back in the nether because we're going to have to take down yet another of these massive bridge pillars. Okay, that's another pillar gone. This better be enough, I swear. But this bridge does need an extra support, so we're going to build that probably over there. It is going to intersect with the netherrack over here, but that's not a problem. Now we are going to extend the nether fortress into the wall, which means we're just going to have to tear this all down and just kind of build through the wall. I'll clear it out a decent way, but obviously I'm not going to build an entire nether fortress in here because there's just no point. I think that far is probably convincing enough. So if we just change out all this for nether brick, I'm also going to change this back wall to nether brick because it's quite dark, so it can probably give the illusion that the fortress continues on even though it doesn't. And then finally we'll just change out these stone blocks for netherrack. Overall, I'd say that's a pretty convincing fortress. But you know what's one of the key features about the nether apart from the fortresses? The lava, which leads me on to the part of the video I've been looking forward to the least. I need to fill this entire area with lava. That's well over 100 buckets of lava at the minimum. I've got to do it sooner or later, so let's get started. I was able to get a small amount of lava in before having to head back home. My rocket supply was almost at 0, so I had to spend some time AFK in my creeper farm. After I headed back, I made a new nether portal so that I would stop getting put in a cave whenever I went to the overworld. Then all I had to do was grab lava from the nether and place it in my lake. This whole thing used over 300 buckets of lava. Oh, this lava was actually so annoying to get done. But I'm not gonna lie, it does look absolutely amazing. This nether project is really starting to come together. And now the next step for us is to decorate this whole cavern. So first of all, I'm gonna grab a few blocks of this crimson nylium because we can bone meal it over in our nether to spread it. I'm also gonna gather up some quartz that we can decorate the area with. Let's just grab all of this. Wow, this is a big vein actually. I just got 34 quartz from that. Probably get some of this gold ore as well. See if we can grab a bit of this gravel too, just for the edge. Oh, and magma blocks. Those would be good. Pick a few mushrooms as well. Let's grab these. I do also want to get some glowstone, which is going to be a little bit annoying because we are over a lava lake, but we'll be fine. This stuff is actually so bright. Like, I don't know about you, but this is blinding me. If you're watching this late at night, first of all, fix your sleep schedule. Second of all, I'm very sorry. And now we should have enough blocks to decorate the nether. We'll focus on the Soul Sand Valley later because I got a really cool idea for that. So for now, let's decorate this area. So the first thing which we're going to do, if we take out one of these netherrack blocks and replace it with some crimson niobium, and then if we bone meal it, now we can only do this one block at a time, which is going to be insanely annoying. I thought this stuff spread more when you bone mealed it, but clearly not. And also, if we bone meal these mushrooms, yeah, there we go. We can make the trees from the nether. And hopefully we can add some shroom lights to these, and then we can get rid of all these torches. I really thought this stuff would spread more than one block at a time. This is going to be so annoying. If I'd known that, I would have started doing this whole project with crimson niobium rather than building the whole thing in netherrack. But whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I just hope I'll have enough bone meal. Even though we've only got a few trees, this is already looking sick. And with 9 stacks of bone meal, this is how much I've been able to do. Not a whole lot. I'm going to head off to the Soul Sand Valley to try and find some bone blocks, which I can then turn into bone meal. Get out the way. Move. Come on in. Come on in. That's what I thought. That's never not going to feel cool. Just smacking the fireball back is so satisfying. It makes you feel like the main character, you know? I mean, this is a single player world, so I'm obviously the main character, but whatever, let's not talk about it. While we're here, we might as well grab some more of these little mushrooms so that we can grow more trees. It also looks like there's some patches here and there where there's not the crimson niobium, so we'll keep that in mind for when we build our own crimson niobium biome. I swear, this had better be enough bone meal. Look how much bone meal this is. I can't even hold it all. Oh, this is taking forever, but we're nearly done with changing this whole area into a crimson forest. I'm having to make sure I leave some patches of netherrack, because if you check the crimson forest in the nether, they don't generate entirely with this red stuff. Also got to make sure that we grow plenty of these crimson trees to add to the atmosphere. And luckily, because they have shroom lights, it means we don't really need any of these torches. I can't believe I was originally planning to turn this area into the nether. This project would have looked so much worse if I had done that. But I'm glad I decided to torture myself and turn that entire cavern into the nether. That should be all done, so let's go ahead and take out all these torches. Also, thanks to Mojang changing the light requirement for spawning, even though it looks really dark here, we shouldn't actually get any monsters. And that's really great because I really don't want to ruin this beautiful natural nether with some ugly torches. But yeah, just look at that. We're going to add a little bit of quartz into the ceiling here and there just to make it seem a bit more natural. And of course, we've got to have a bit of lava pouring down from the ceiling. This could go horribly wrong, so I really hope it doesn't. Let's go ahead and add some coming down from here. And then for the very final touches, there's always a little bit of fire in the nether. So if we just scatter some around like so. And also we can just replace the torches with the fire so it looks a lot more natural too. And just look at this. I am so happy with how this project is turning out. And so the next step is to convert this area down here into a more realistic looking nether waste. You can plant a few mushrooms here and there. I'm not sure how accurate this will look to the actual nether, but hopefully it's reasonably close. And down by the lava we can also chuck in a bit of gravel, and we can also throw in some magma blocks here. Just gotta be careful to not, you know, fall in. Now next up we're going to get a bit of lava coming from the ceiling and also add on some glowstone. It's really hard to get the proper shape of like the way glowstone spawns because it generates really weirdly. Now the lava's added in, we are going to have to wait a while for it to actually hit the lake though. And that brings me on to this bridge. I need to light this up, otherwise monsters are going to be able to spawn on here, but obviously we don't want these ugly torches. But I have thought of a plan. Let's get ourselves some black dye, combine that with the wool, and then turn that into carpet. So if we head over back to our fortress, it's not crash and die on the way in, that'd be quite nice. And then if we place down a torch and a carpet over the top, and now, yeah, that looks much better. It's really hard to tell. I mean, you can only really notice once you start getting up close, and we're probably not going to be spending a lot of time, like, right on here anyway, so I'll happily take this. I mean, obviously you can see it when you're close up. If we go further away, yeah, you can barely notice at all. Call me picky or whatever, but this lava, it's a little bit too close. I want to move it back to about here. Yeah, that looks a lot better. There isn't actually too much left to do, but first of all, I think I'm going to add some glowstone up here. We are almost finished with this entire project. The final thing we need to do is to add a bastion to this Soul Sand Valley. Because I was thinking for a while, and there's not a lot we can do down here apart from add the bones, which would be a bit boring. So I'm going to try and fit in a bastion on this corner here. But in order to build a bastion, we're going to have to go and gather the blocks. There was a bastion around here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Now, if we just go along the side and just take a bunch of the blocks. I'm sure they wouldn't have left them here unless they were free, right? I've got a few stacks of cracked blackstone bricks and polished blackstone bricks, but I'm going to head over to the basalt delta. Because bastions do also have some basalt on them usually and some extra blackstone, so we can grab it from here. We've got all the blocks, but it would be a crime to not loot a perfectly good treasure bastion. So make sure we got both the enchanted golden apples and the regular apples on standby just in case something bad happens. Okay, well if you guys line up to be killed, that makes my life a lot easier, thank you. 2 netherite ingots, okay, I'll take that. And another netherite ingot and diamond armor, which I don't really need. I'll take all the gold because I like money. I really appreciate all the free money, guys. I'll see you next time. Freedom! We have made it. Now that we've got the blocks, I'm going to try my best to build a bastion. I'm going to be trying to copy a picture off my phone, so let's see how well this goes. And you know what? Let's put it in a little time lapse. If you're ever considering building a bastion, my advice would be don't. This thing was stupidly hard to build because of all the different blocks you have to use. I did time lapse it, but the time lapse is pretty broken because I kept having to go to the nether to get materials. Building this bastion was one of the most painful things I've ever done in this game, but now we're finally finished with this nether project, and the final thing to do is to take down the beacon and the shulkers. This project would have been 10 times more annoying if we didn't have this beacon. I'm so glad we decided to put it up. And there we have it. The completed nether project. And now let's do something I've been waiting for the entire video. So let's say you're in the nether, right? You're exploring, you're having a good time, and you decide to head back. So you go through your portal, and you're still in the nether. Oh my days. I'm so happy with how this build turned out. I'm so happy. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because that is it from me. I'll see you next time.